Hello, everyone. Welcome to Southeast Iowa Union's Prep Sports Plus for March 27th, 2025, which if you're a big fan of the show, you know that means that we're recording on March 26th. I'm Andy Krutzinger. This is Hunter Moeller. We got Peter Camp on the ones and twos. You'll hear his voice later, the B and C block, when we get to bracket talk. Hunter, how's life?
Not too bad. This last week was some of the best week of sports and of the year. Basically, we kind of talked about that last week with nonstop basketball, just back to back from about 11 o'clock every day to about 10 at night in some cases. But kind of sad there's no Cinderella runs this year, but
yeah, me too. Yeah, we're gonna lament. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I listened to Jay Williams, and he was talking about how NIL was a downfall for the Cinderellas, because on Cinderella teams, all those players that were leading them are just going to get nitpicked by the bigger program. So there's going to be a lot less Cinderella runs. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. I was like, that's kind of sad. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't like it if my Power 5 team picked any stars out of any March Madness double-digit seeds.
Imagine just what would be a good example? John Morant, John Morant's all of a sudden or something.
Yeah, that would be dumb. Steph Curry would be a great example.
Oh yeah, that'd be.
We're gonna jump right into bracket talk, but first, I just want to do a little house cleaning on high school sports. We haven't really started outdoor tracks has not started, Mr. Hunter, but we have results from the Central Indoor, which I should bring up. But before I do that, I'm gonna read off results for the Cornell College Indoor from last week, and then I'm gonna read off how everyone did at Central Indoor real quick. Indoor track has crossed the finish line. We're one day away from Washington boys track meet, which Mr. Hunter will be there live covering. But real quick, I wanted to give some shout outs to the high school athletes that have been doing good in indoor track. We talked about it a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago. But first off, Fairfield was at the Cornell track meet on last week. They had one winner, Lily Berggren, with the win in the 60-meter hurdle, for the Fairfield Trojans. 10.03 seconds. So obviously she's one of the names that we've been watching, or that we'll be watching a lot this year. One of our obvious potential state qualifiers. I thought I had the team results over here. I'm trying to click around to make the team results pop up, and they're just just kidding. I think I figured it out. What if I clicked View Fairfield? There we go. The boys and girls are both there. Ryan Giberson also had a second place finish in the 60-meter hurdle, so watch out for the Trojan hurdlers this year. Gabe Tejada won the 800-meter dash just days off of his signing, which we had in the paper the other day. Alex Joe Stewart with a third place finish in the 3,000. Usman Sain with a third place finish in the high jump. Fairfield could probably just have they could probably fill the boys high jump top 5 if they wanted to. Too bad you can only get 3.
Really good.
Kinsley Flegg 3 and third in the long jump. Go ahead, Hunter.
Oh, I expect them to really they're going to pick up some big points. Obviously, Zillman last year won the state title, but it could be a very Fairfield could have a fairly decent time. Pick up some big points at the state track. Obviously Tejada's up there, and then the jumpers and all that, and then the hurdles too. But could be a good year at a state track for. Obviously, we got a ways to go on that, but got to qualify and all that too first. But if the jumping events were all that there was in state track, I think that our
our area would just dominate. Everything that has to do with jumping, either long, high, over a hurdle. So that's what you know. What we got hops in Southeast Iowa.
A lot of good field events. We're very good field events down here, like in Southeast Iowa. It seems like
technical. Somebody used to say, I think Mount Pleasant former boys coach Mitch Anderson would be like, the technical stuff is where we shine. Okay, the field events, jumping, hurdles.
I'm looking forward to Mount Pleasant. The Mount Pleasant girls sprinters this season. They seem to. I know they did pretty well, like at Iowa at the UNI meet, and then pretty good indoor too. So, looking forward to see what they can do. I think they were in the top. Well, I know at UNI they were in the top 5, I think, for the 4x1. I know the 4x1 and 4x2 are going to be good.
The sprint relays for Mount Pleasant will be some of their best stuff.
So looking forward to that too.
For sure. By the way, other individual results, we got a couple of fourth place finishes. Dylan Adam and Samantha Lyons in the boys and girls 60-meter dash, respectively. Jason Workman got 5th in the boys. And then you mentioned the Mount Pleasant relays. Fairfield relay teams did pretty well. 3rd place out of the boys 4x4. 5th place out of the boys 4x2 and 4x8. So there's a couple more top 5 finishes for the Fairfield Trojans. We'll have that in the Thursday paper, so you get it today. And then we had a lot of teams go to the Central Indoors. We didn't really have a lot of teams. We only had four full teams there. We had Mount Pleasant took everybody, Hillcrest Academy took everybody, and Pekin took everybody. And then the Washington girls and New London boys. And we had a lot of big finishers there. Panthers had 7 in the top 10. On the girls' side, Ella Insminger 2nd on the shot put. Izzy Sloat 2nd in the long jump. They had some big dashes there. The 4x2 got 3rd. So, and then Hillcrest Academy had some big top 3s. Hillcrest Academy had 4 in the top 10. 3 of those were from one person. Raya Scott had a huge day. 3rd in the long jump. And then she finished top 10 in both the dashes. And then the boys, Owen Scott, 2nd in the long jump. And then we had another top 5, Sienna Standerson, 4th in the 3,000. Trying to roll through and tell everyone the top 5s here. Pekin girls, we have I'd say that girls track, if you consider all the spring sports, girls track might be the one we have the most potential in coming into this year. One of those teams is Pekin. Pekin had a couple of wins. Chloe Glosser won the 1,500. Anna Hadley won the shot put. Remember, Anna Hadley is the discus state champion. She's gotten pretty close in the shot put as well. And then had a 2nd place from Casey Miller in the high jump. So speaking of technical stuff, they got a couple of Pekin girls. Pekin boys, Caden Spender 2nd on the shot put, and the 4x2 for boys also gets 2nd. Now let's see if we got any more. Washington girls, Jade Moore had a big day. She had a 3rd place in the 60-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. Their 4x4 also got 4th there. And then the New London boys had a couple big results from London Franklin, who he got 3rd in the long jump and 4th in the 60-meter dash. And it looks like I spelled his name Franklin in this story once. So I'm going to have to shout out to London Franklin. So there we go. That's all we got for, Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. I got a page unresponsive when I tried to click back into the meeting. So that's all we got for track right now. Next week, when you see us, we're going to be like drowning in spring sports. We got soccer, track, and tennis, golf right around the corner. So there we go. Hey, Hunter, if we had a triathlon or whatever, a quadrathlon with the 4 spring sports, what do you think your best event would be? Would it be golf? You golf. It's the only thing we both really do.
Probably golf, for sure.
Same.
And that's not meaning that I'll be like outstanding, just that Yeah, I could put up the best result probably for myself.
Yeah.
In that.
I really love tennis. I just started playing a couple years ago. I stink, but it's very fun. I've been playing pickleball all my life.
I feel like I could some pickleball though. You can imagine if they had a high school pickleball league. Now that's something they should discuss right there.
Oh, pickleball. That would be crazy.
Trust me, I see some older people at the gym, and man, let me tell you, they get into it. I can't imagine the smack talk would be going on between the high school kids and that.
They're young at heart. I've thought about putting on a pickleball tournament. I've had thoughts.
That'd be awesome.
I'm doing a yearly pickleball tournament, like the Krutzinger Invitational, making it like 64 teams. Anyway, if I did that, it would take place right now because it would take place on the Monday and Tuesday, or the Tuesday and Wednesday specifically of March Madness, where there's nothing going on. But there will be stuff going on. If you're watching this, it's on Thursday. When we come back, we're going to get you ready for tonight and this whole weekend, and we're going to tell you who's winning the Southeast Iowa Union Prep Sports Men's and Women's Challenge, the event of the year on Prep Sports Plus. We will reveal who is out front. So stick with us.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Hello. Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Union Prep Sports Plus, powered by Fairway Food Stores, Hunter. The place to go in March, the place to go in February, the place you go to. Yeah, you know how they say with Tom Izzo, they say January, February, Izzo, April. You know how they do that? They're like, Izzo is March.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm going to do the similar thing. Here are my months. Ready? Fairway, 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 fairway. Every single month is fairway month. Get out there. Get ready for the stinking sun. I was wearing shorts this morning. Changed, but I was ready for the hot sun to come out. I'll get some cool treats at Fairway. We're going to talk a little college basketball. And Hunter, we are going to read off, how about the top 5 for our men's and women's bracket challenge? We're going to start with the men's.
Wait, top 5, like what? This teams?
Our top 5 in the Prep Sports Plus March Madness 2025. This is to decide who's going to be the person of the year for the rest of the year.
You want to do the boys? I'll do the girls.
Yeah, I'll do the boys. Give me a drum roll though. Tied in 4th place, and I'm going to say who they have as their champion. With Kentucky as his champion, 490 points. Brent Rich of Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
Tied in 4th, a Duke picker and a head basketball coach in this area, Washington's Colin Stark. Tied in 2nd, ahead of his father, Mount Pleasant Jr. Jamison Rich, one of the few high school kids that are in this bracket challenge. And he's tied with the outsider. KILJ's Slate and Swords. We're both trying to what?
The outsider.
Yeah. Did you see?
That's
Did
funny.
you notice the song I was doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, and in first place, our very own and New London's own, or Raymond Venz, who might have texted me a statement. Looks like he didn't. But it's coming. We were getting a statement from first place person Raymond Venz, who has been watching every game, messaging about every game. He's got 520. He's a Duke picker. Slate and Swords has Houston. Jameson Rich has Auburn. So of those top 5, we have 2 Dukes, a Houston, a Kentucky, and Auburn. And none of us are in that, fellas, in the top 5.
I'm right there at 7.
Peter's at 7th, a Duke picker.
I am a Duke picker.
Tied with Hunter's wife. I'm in 11th. Hunter's ahead of me in 10th. So we're pretty 7th, 10th, and 11th. Look at us all being kind of.
And I'm the
right
only
there.
one that has Florida. So if Florida wins it all, I'm getting the big points and I'm making a
If
jump.
Duke, I think of
Yeah.
the 17, like half of us have Duke. So if they lose, it's going to be quite a race to the finish for the rest of your
Yeah,
time.
once Duke goes down, everybody else is.
And if
in the
Duke
cap.
doesn't go down, then it's going to be come down to basically who gets 1 to 2 games right for picking Final Four and whatnot.
Yes, actually, the person that's blocking me right now, 20 points above me, a Duke picker. The only other person I think that did Duke versus Michigan State in the final, like I did, was Connor Moeller, a baby. He
A
also
10-month-old.
10-month-old. His Final Four. He had UConn. Much like my children, a random 9 seed. That's or 8 or 9 seed. That's pretty blue.
Dan Early, they got screwed.
Yep, and I had St. John's in that same spot. But other than that, he's got Michigan, Duke, and Michigan State, Duke, and Houston, the exact teams that I have. And I think it's going to come down to, I think he beats me officially if he doesn't have Maryland winning. So I can get points from Maryland or Kentucky. He can get points from Tennessee or Alabama. I think that's the 4 that we're battling. I have to not let him go 2-2 or better against me. So I got to win 3 of those games. Yeah, Hunter, you're all about Florida. Florida wins, you win. You could melt down for the rest of the tournament. If Florida wins, you're going to win. And then Peter has Duke. Where does he stand among the Duke pickers here? Duke over Florida. So he does have Florida in the finals. So we might get a 1-2 finish out of you guys.
Yeah.
Be impressive.
Good.
It'd be impressive for our show.
I think my big one is I need Michigan to win because I have them in my Final Four. That's going to be my
See,
killer.
I have Michigan upset in Auburn.
I do
Yeah,
too.
me too.
That's a big
We all
one.
have Michigan. We're riding Michigan. Riding high with the Michigan Wolverines.
Dude, Michigan, man, they got a couple 7-footers. That one came from the one dude came from what smaller school?
Florida Atlantic?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, really?
That golden guy? Yeah.
Golden, yeah, they're crazy.
So, Hunter, you were complaining off air about, not really complaining, but bringing up a good point about how basically if you do really well in March Madness for a Cinderella, you just get plopped up by a bigger team now. That's why you think that there might not be any upsets. Basically 0 big upsets this year.
Yeah, with the NIL, if you're like a good player from a mid-major, it's like what's stopping from a big school from being like, hey, we'll sling you some cash and come play for us. I mean, you look like there are so many players that are in like the teams that are left that are from small schools. ESPN actually or Bleacher Report posted like a bunch of guys that came from like mid majors, and they were like stars basically. So it's like, yeah, I mean that's basically what's going to happen now with all that.
I think we'll definitely see that with when Bennett starts leads Iowa to the championship next year.
Oh, I'm feeling good about that. I'm not gonna lie. We got old Bennett coming with him too.
Oh yeah, we by the way, we have
Bennett. How do you say his last name? Sturtz. Sturtz is coming with him. I think we're gonna have some people stay. I think we'll be good.
Oh hey, we have a statement from our leader of the Prep Sports Madness bracket challenge, Raymond Vins, representing the great city of New London. Says this one is for the union. Act like it's important, gentlemen. Crying about it afterwards doesn't prove it's everything to you. You fight for every second. I guess that means cry about it during. You fight for every second like they're trying to take something from you. They're trying to take your heart, your dignity, the integrity of your school. It's all on the line. So go out there and prove something. Inspiration is 90% perspiration, and we all perspire. That's true. Good stuff right there. That's I think that might be directed towards his teams, which also means it's directed towards Duke, who hasn't perspired at all. Actually, they haven't broke a sweat. I mean,
I agree.
The only liquid that's gotten on them is if the tears from the other teams accidentally wipe on them while they're battling for a rebound or something.
Exactly.
If you guys had to like redo the bracket, like right now, based on how you saw them in the first two, do you like your chances now, or do you wish you picked somebody else?
I still like my chances.
St. John's, man.
I mean, yeah, I would go back, and I should have known that John Calipari on a SEC team facing a team that's how do I put this nicely? That probably hasn't played the schedule the gauntlet that Arkansas had to go through in the regular season. I should have known with Calipari at the helm, even though it's Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
But man, the SEC, man, what do they got? Like 6 teams? Let's look.
They got 7. Well, they had a bunch. They had 14. They're 7 of 14, but they have a lot of higher seeds.
Isn't it now like in the Rick Pitino John Calipari battle? It's like 3-2 in favor of Calipari, but every coach that has won was the coach of an SEC team or Kentucky.
Oh,
because Pitino beat Calipari with Kentucky twice,
all 4 times,
and then Calipari beat Pitino with Kentucky, and now Arkansas.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's kind of cool. I mean, the SEC, man.
It just means more.
It's what's funny is the ACC is like kind of bad, like just crap the bed, but still has Duke, who is by far the best team.
Yeah.
It's like,
luckily, the SEC will devour itself in the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
For being kind of a lower production, the Big Ten has showed out pretty well. Michigan State, Maryland, and Purdue.
Yeah, 4 teams. I think
Purdue really surprised me. I really thought Purdue.
I did not have them going this far either.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking. Everyone loves to pick. I usually either pick
you guys
Purdue.
The most mad. You know who made me the most mad? Clemson.
Clemson made me mad. Yeah,
because those dudes were getting absolutely blown out, and then decide to erase a 22-point deficit, and then have a chance to tie it, and I'm just like, you guys come all the way back, give me hope, and then just shatter in the end again.
Oh, McNeese. I had McNeese State.
And then McNeese goes on and gets blown out by Purdue. It's like
Purdue. I had more confidence in Purdue this year because usually Purdue's good because they have like some lanky, slow, like 7'3" guy, and then he actually plays in the tournament. You're like, this dude can't hang. And now they have pretty good guards. But the one that made me the most mad, I did get mad that Drake really didn't play very well against Texas Tech. Like, that was probably their worst game they've played in like a while.
Texas Tech's good, man. They're good.
John's. St. Mary. Oh, no.
St. John's.
UConn blowing it against Florida.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
one of the
They
big
had that. They had that big lead. I remember I turned it off. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. This is going to ruin my bracket. I turned it back on for about like 6. I said, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I was at the press box in MP watching that, and I tricked myself into thinking UConn had a good shot there, and they did. But that I would have been wearing a crown in this show today if that upset pulled off, because then I would have been up there.
Surprise for me thus far is BYU. If I could go back, I would pick I didn't pick BYU because every time I've picked them the last couple of years, they've literally lost first round, and now it's like
I got BYU playing one more.
And then
you got them for one more?
I got them beating Bama and losing to Duke. I need one more from BYU.
Give them one more. Come on, BYU. Give them one more.
What's your guys' most exciting game this next round? I think Tennessee Kentucky's a sleeper, man.
Yeah, I like that. That's my alpha versus beta game, because that's a rivalry, and I just feel like I have Kentucky in that. It seems like everyone has Tennessee besides Brent Rich, who has them when Kentucky winning it all.
I had Xavier over like making it all the way to the Sweet 16.
Oh, nice.
Xavier's going to be my Cinderella run, and then they just got crapped on by Kentucky.
It's funny that it's funny when a game turns on, you're like, all right, who do I have in this one? Oh, it's not even the team that's playing.
I think,
yeah, my mind plays with me. I forget who I pick, and then like I see the team winning, I'm like, oh yeah, I picked them, and I go back and look. It's like, no, I didn't.
I think my two games I want to watch are Auburn, Michigan, and
I think I'll be good.
what was the other one? Oh, Florida, Maryland. I think that one will be interesting.
I'm a little scared in the Duke Arizona game. I'm a little scared of Arizona. Caleb Love is just really, 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 really good. I think Alabama BYU that first game is a really. Oh, maybe that's why Washington's boys track meet starts early. Maybe it's because they want everyone to get home to be able to watch BYU Alabama.
Maybe that's probably what it is. I mentioned Caleb Love. What happened the last time that he played Duke on UNC? Mm-hmm. Dropped like 27 on him or something.
Yep, and he looked
ended Coach K's career with a loss.
That's right.
If I was a betting man,
they didn't even make the tournament that year, did they?
I would.
Or did they? Oh, that was their last game in Durham. I think that's what it was.
Maybe, yeah. What are you talking about North Carolina and Duke?
Yeah.
Did Caleb Love play
North
Carolina beat them in the final? North Carolina beat Duke in the Final Four a couple years ago.
Maybe that's what it was.
I think that's what it was.
They ended Coach K's career with a loss. Maybe that's what it was, and then Kansas come back for the national championship.
I got a hot take. I'm looking at the spreads right now. I think this has been a little bit of a disappointment. I think this weekend, I really like basically all of the underdogs. I don't like Arizona to win, but I'm like, Michigan's going to lose by, I don't think they're going to lose by 9.5 to Auburn. Maryland against Florida, I think that's going to be sneaky. Arkansas, Texas Tech, that's going to be sneaky. I think everything's going to be good. I even think Houston, Purdue could be sneaky. I think that this is going to be like the clash of the Titans this next weekend.
I think it's going to be good. I think there's going to be good games.
Yeah. So we'll do a little wrap up on that. But speaking of the clash of the Titans, when we come back from commercial, we're gonna have a clash of the boredom. That is the 2025 women's tournament. Actually, there've been some good games, but if the men's hasn't produced very many big moments or big upsets, the women's, it's been horrible. We're going to talk about that after this commercial break. We'll let you know who is in the lead to be champion of the year in 2025.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with the flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Prep Sports Plus, powered by Fairway. Whether we're talking about men, women, professionals, high schoolers, we're always powered by Fairway. And we're going to talk a little women's bracket challenge. The race to be the champion of the year is really heating up. And by heating up, I mean it's pretty much in the same spot it has been this entire time, because everyone's still right there, pretty much tied with each other. But if you guys thought we stunk at picking basketball, guess what? We only stink at picking men's basketball, because Hunter is going to read the top 5 in our women's bracket, Prep Sports Plus Madness 2025. What do we got?
Yeah, it really is a tight race. Pretty much anybody's. I mean, there are some people that have separated, but I would say the top 7, 8 are kind of still in it. But in 5th, there's a tie. Now, this is heating up for the Kretzinger family here.
It is.
We've got Paperboy Andy. I love that name, by the way. Andy Kretzinger in 5th, 530 points. He's got UCLA winning it all. And then his wife, Sarah Kretzinger, has the Huskies of UConn win it all. And she is the only one in the entire list here that has UConn win it all. Probably a smart pick by her. They're probably, in my opinion, playing as the best team in the tournament right now, I would say.
Agreed.
Granted, obviously, playing a little tougher opponents from here on out.
Well,
they are going to take on the USC team that is without Juju Watkins, which hurts.
Oklahoma's got injuries too now.
Yep. Because they play Oklahoma first, and then, which actually I think that might be a good game. Actually, UConn Oklahoma.
I would love it if Oklahoma upset them, but I think my wife's in a good spot there.
Yep. And then so those are the ties for 5th, both 530 points. Still in it, obviously. Colin Stark is doing well in both brackets. He is in 3rd, 540 points. It's actually a tie for 3rd. He's got South Carolina winning it all. Smart pick. Don Staley squad is as good as ever. Maybe not as dominant, I would say, as the past 2 years. But I mean, still dominant.
Still, yeah.
The other 3rd place at the tie is what's Zattel's first name? You know,
Tim.
Is it Zattel? Is that how you say it?
Tim Zattel, I believe. Yes.
Yep. So Tim Zattel is also tied for 3rd, 540 points. Little kind of standing in the way of Andy here. Also has UCLA winning it all. So I don't know what if your guys' bracket is the same, is close to the same the rest of the way, but
I'm actually going to click it right now to look at that.
Kind of kind of a tight one there for you guys, and obviously he's sitting up there with 10 points more. But in second is yours truly. Me and the first place guy have pretty much been sitting at the top the whole way. We were tied for basically a day and a half until someone decided to pick Iowa over Oklahoma, and that kind of switch some things around there. But 550 points, I'm in second. I do have USC winning, which this is obviously pre-Juju Watkins injury, so it gets a little tougher for the for USC there. But hoping they can still pull out some wins and get there, or have someone upset South Carolina at some point along the road. But in first place is our own Peter Camp, with a very nice name. Unfortunately, it's Don. He has South Carolina winning it all. A stellar 97.6%, 570 points, leading the top of the list. And really, if South Carolina wins it all, Peter's going to blow everybody out of the water pretty much.
It's pretty much over for. Stark has South Carolina too, but
but if it goes the way, I mean, really, there were no upsets at all. The only upset was Kansas State number 5 Kansas State beating number 4 Kentucky. Was like the only upset.
That is that's sad when you say that's the only upset.
So I mean it's pretty tight, and there's a lot of different teams in there. Obviously, Peter and Colin are the only ones of South Carolina near the top. Connor, my son, does have South Carolina. He's down in 7. Needs some wins to go his way there. Sarah, if UConn pulls it out, I mean, she's going to win. No one else has UConn. I'm USC at the top. If USC wins, I'm probably going to win unless Tim Zattel has his other bracket down in 8th. That's the next closest, USC. And then
I didn't know he had a double over here.
Yeah, and then Zattel with UCLA. He's him and Andy are pretty much in the race with the UCLAs. So there's that. Got to give a shout out to Samantha, my wife. She's in 9th. She does have Texas winning it all. The only one that has Texas winning it all. So if Texas wins, she's probably going to just race to the top. Although it might be kind of close if it's Texas, South Carolina. Wait, would they meet up in the championship?
No,
they're on the right side.
Oh, yeah. So she would definitely win if Texas went on to upset South Carolina and made it to the championship. So, a lot of interesting things can happen on the women's side of the bracket for sure. You're kind of seeing it on both sides, on the boys and the girls. A lot more Dukes, obviously, a lot more kind of one side on the boys' side. It's a little more mixed up on the women's bracket, but another tight race to see who's going to win it over here as well.
Yeah, it is it's just a battle of there's like 10 teams. The only good thing about the fact there's basically no upsets is that in previous years that we've done this, there have been such crazy stuff that happens that by the time you get here, you're like, all right, there's only 2 or 3 people who can really win because everybody else basically has 0 points left. It could go all sorts of different ways in both the boys and the girls brackets. What's your relationship with Mr. Tim Zattel, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I know that guy. I looked him up. I'm sure it's somebody we see all the time. I just didn't know his last name. But if it's not, could we possibly have an outsider?
Could be.
Hunter, I hate your chances now that Juju's hurt. But I think it'd be hilarious if they won anyway.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But they still have what's her name? Their second best player is very good as well. It's not like Juju's their whole team. Obviously, like they're still a very good team, but they still won by like 40. In that I gotta look up her name. She had 37.
I have a question for our leader here, Peter Camp. Because the thing that would be really tragic is if Peter ended up tied for first and he lost because of the tiebreaker, which he has 98 points being scored in the championship game.
I do.
Was there logic on that, or you think it's going to be really defensive?
I always think, especially late in tournaments, teams are tired, so they're really low scoring. They're not 98 points low scoring. I'll admit that. It's not that low scoring, but I'm not going to lie to you, Andy. I just threw in a number and called it a night. So,
yeah, I just noticed that. What was the South Carolina Iowa?
98 points.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the heck? I mean, I don't think you're going to tie. I don't think the math really supports any kind of ties. I'd have to do the math to see if you and Colin Stark could end up tying, because he has, or Connor Moeller. You have an odd number of points and they have an even number of points. And in my little brain, I'm thinking that you only score an even number of points from now on, right? 40, then 80, then 160, then 320. So unless my math is wrong, I don't think that tiebreaker really matters. We never had a tie at the top in this show. Never. Nope. Boys brackets, girls brackets. You did remind me. I did win a challenge with friends where I didn't pick the champion and other people did, but I still won because I had such a great. It was the year Duke beat Wisconsin.
It happens.
It happens sometimes, but it's not going to happen this year. I think unless an outsider like Arkansas wins in the boys, or Oklahoma wins in the girls, I'm pretty sure that this is going down to the championship night.
Which would be crazy. Arkansas comes out of nowhere and just gets her done.
That'd be hilarious. I love when stuff like that happens. So you can look on ESPN and see who picked. But I think my prediction, before we go, my prediction is that next week we will not have it'll be too close to call on this show. We won't have a winner yet, even with the Final Four all decided.
I
think it's going to be still there's still going to be 4 or 5 people that have a shot. And you know what? That's the way it really should be. All these people love it when the 13 seed goes far and there's a bunch of fun games. But what really matters is that the Prep Sports Plus bracket challenges come down to the absolute wire.
I love it.
Oh, we did put $1 million up for a perfect bracket, and officially nobody won that.
No one won. Did
no
you
one
do a
won
second,
$1 million.
Did you do a second chance bracket?
No, I don't believe in second chance brackets.
Me either.
I just feel dirty doing it. Plus, I can still win this challenge. A lot of the haters are out there saying I can't win. I'm like, I can win. Hey, I can win. You know who can't win? Oops. Maybe that was a bad omen that I just accidentally turned my video off.
Yeah,
you know who can't win? I'll tell you some people who can't win. Raymond Vins in the women's bracket who had Baylor. Addie Krepsinger in either bracket who has basically exhausted all of her points.
Great thinking.
What was he thinking? We actually had someone, Caden Mullen joined our women's bracket, and then, he actually has 2, so he can win. Oh, actually, he's got Notre Dame. That might be the sneaky pick. He accidentally put a second team in here, and I almost made a fool of myself by saying he couldn't win because he has one bracket in there that has 0. He didn't fill it out. I think everybody else, Marcus Thuente, maybe can't win in the men's because he's got Duke and he's a little far behind. But other than that, Hunter, it's anybody's game.
I agree.
It's anybody's game. Also, do either of you guys get into the NAIA tournament or the Division 2 and 3 tournaments?
No.
I do. Especially NAIA. Shout out to former Iowa Wesleyan players who are on the William Woods Owls, made it to the round of 32 in the NAIA. But
that's pretty cool.
Nobody spoil any of those because when I get desperate for basketball, I turn those games on because I have no idea. I just look because they seed them. It's still 64, right. And so I'm sitting here watching a game in like a gym that it's like half full because it's like a neutral site up in South Dakota or something between some Florida team and some Arizona team. Anyway, Sioux City, Iowa hosted the NAIA Championships. Battle for the Red Banner. Everyone tune in. Hunter and Peter, I think that's all we got.
Hey, tomorrow. Well, you guys are seeing this on Thursday. Be some more games. Sweet 16. We're gonna be it's gonna be a battle of the Elite Eight. It's gonna be fun to watch.
It is. When we come back, we'll have results next week. We'll have actual high school sports that are happening in between, and it's gonna be a packed show next week. And maybe we'll know who the champion of the year and the person of the year is. If crazy enough stuff happens. It's like the Pope. It's like when there's a Pope watch. Is there going to be white smoke or gray smoke next Thursday on Prep Sports Plus?
You just never know.
There's only one way to find out. Thought Peter was going to chime in about the Pope. All right, I think that's it.